Hi everybody. In this short video, we are going to look at how we can write a function in Python that when you input 2 points in the XY plane, it will output the equation of a line that passes through those 2 points. So I've written in the comments here, given XY points A, uh, comma B and C comma D, the equation of a line is given by this, and rearranging will give us this result here. So all we have to do is once we input the A, the B, the C, and the D, we can just plug those into here, and that will give us the equation of a line. So let's look at the code now. We're going to define a function called line underscore solver, and we're passing in P1 and P2 for point 1 and point 2. Uh, Now, those points are going to be a list with 2 items in them, the A and the B for the first point, and C and D for the second point. So here I'm just using list indexing for A equals to the first point indexed at 0. So that'll give us the first the x coordinate of the first point, and then for the B, the index position will be 1, and that will give us the y coordinate of the first point. And then for C and D, we just do the same thing for the second point. Now, I did mention that we can just plug in here to get the equation of a line, but there are some special cases. Like, for example, if C is equal to A, we're going to get a 0 here in the denominator. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. So we have to work through um, a few cases first. So the first one is if A is equivalent to C and B is equivalent to D. Well, if the A is equivalent to B, A is equivalent to C rather, and B is equivalent to D, that's in fact going to be the very same point. So we do not have 2 distinct points here. We just have 1 point. And in that case, the slope could be anything. So as a result, I've just written print. There are an infinite number of lines that pass through this point. Um, the next case is if A is equivalent to C, but B is not equivalent to D. So if A and C are the same, that means the x coordinate is not changing, but the y coordinate is. So in that case, what we're just going to get is a vertical line. So I've just written print equation of the line is x equal to whatever the A value is. And in that case, it'll just be a vertical line. So the next case is going to be the horizontal line where A is not equivalent to C, but B is equivalent to D. So in that case, the X is moving, or the X is changing, but the Y coordinate is staying the same. So we're just going to get a horizontal line with slope 0 in that case. So I've just written print the equation of a line is Y is equal to whatever the B is. Okay, so then those are the special cases. Now, the standard case is just where you're going to be given 2 distinct points, and it's not a vertical line or a horizontal line. Uh, and in that case, we can just plug into what we have here. So I've set the slope is equal to this. Um, that is what the slope is. It's going to be the change in y divided by the change in x. Uh, and constant I've just set equal to whatever is left over for the constant term here. Um, and really, that's all we have to that's all we have to compute here, and then we'll have our equation of a line. Now there is an if, elif, and else statement inside the bigger if, elif, and else statement, we could just eliminate this second if, elif, and else statement, um, and just print out this result here. The equation of the line is y minus the slope times x plus the constant term is equal to 0. So that seems like it should be fine, but we're using an f string here. So that's going to convert anything that is not already string type into a string. So the slope and the constant, all of this is going to be a string. So what we're going to get, for example, if we have a slope of -4, we're going to get this just written out as y minus -4 times x. It won't say y plus 4. So it would be correct in a way, but it would look kind of messy. So all this if, elif, and else statement in here does um, is clean that up a bit. So if we do get -4 as a slope, it'll output y plus 4, and then the same thing with the constant term here. So yeah, that is the entire code. So let's just run some examples now. This is the first case where the line uh, that we want to find the equation of passes through 1, 2, and 1, 2. Well, that's the same point. So in that case, there would be an infinite number of lines that pass through this point. So forgot to run that. Now let's run this. And yeah, so we get there are an infinite number of lines that pass through this point. The next one is the case where we get the vertical line. Here we can see that the x coordinate is -5 in both cases, as the y coordinate is 6 in one case and 10 in the other. So this should just give us x equals to -5. Okay, and the next one is going to be the horizontal line, where the slope is going to be 0. So this should just give us y is equal to -4. And finally, to finish up, I just have a couple cases where we don't have the same point. So we have two distinct points, and it's also not a vertical line or a horizontal line. So that is I guess, the standard case, you could say. And we'll get a more standard case where, the equation of a line is y plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. And the same thing for this one here, passing in these points. And we'll get the equation of a line is y minus 2x plus 9 is equal to 0. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show for this video. I hope it was helpful. And thank you very much for watching.